Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Good night. I hope all is well. Just driving and a thought just popped into my head. I'm always thinking of having a conversation with the Spirit of God. And I was just we were just communicating about different things that are happening. And the Lord just showed me again, I should say, because of what we were communicating in my spirit about how these spirits that we see operating work. Now, for things to manifest, this works through repetitiveness and incantations and chanting and all these ways, and then you see certain things manifest physically, and you're like, what's happening? Why are people behaving that way? They're acting weird. They were not like that, because we start to see so many things happening. Now, I want to just say this to you. When we had the BLM, we heard the ladies who were controlling it, which are really witches. They did chanting, and they were chanting Black Lives Matter. And then they started to speak of destructions and riot. And then you started to see it manifested in people's behavior. And people started to respond just by the words being released. These words are released, and there are spirits attached to it to make sure that it was enforced. Now we fast forward, and I have many examples, but I will use things that are very, very familiar. Now we are fast forwarding to this election just passed, and then we start to hear a lot of words spoken, even words during the time of the character of people. Then you hear everybody start to speak of their character. Then they cannot express why they feel that way, because it was spoken and it entered into the spirits of those that are not well guarded. And then we started to hear, after the actual election, we started to hear that if people did not do what you would want them to do not participate with them. Do not eat with them. Do not be friends with them. Then you started to hear a lot of stories from people that are not even connected. They started to speak, I am not doing this with this. I'm not doing that. I'm not speaking with them no more. I'm not eating with them no more. And you have to understand that there is something called demonic projections. It's witchcraft. And once witchcraft is manifested into the atmosphere, you start to see the behaviors transform. You start to see people who are opened and not well guarded by God, by Jesus. Their spirit, these things would attach itself. Remember in Matthew that when the demons left, they will come back to see if that person house, which is their temple, their body, is swept clean, meaning it's maintained and filled with the Spirit of God, that they cannot have a place to enter, to perform, to work, to do what they want. And the same thing applies when someone is not well guarded and witchcraft is released. Remember, there's life and death through the power of the tongue. When it's released in the atmosphere, there are spirits that are looking for anything, so demons, to perform a work. And if it's a dark work, they immediately get to work to perform. So I want you to understand that it is not natural when you respond to certain things. You have to check your behavior and check God to release you from bondage. If the enemy is using you in that way, you are under witchcraft spell. So be careful. The enemy is rowing to and fro, seeking who he can devour. And if you are that one that has been devoured, I want to tell you that Jesus Christ is able. He can deliver you. You can come out from under these spells. They can't be broken. They are being spoken each day. Be careful and keep yourself guarded. God bless.